Assalamualaikum. Welcome to the last unit, that is 1.5 of lecture 1. Now, this unit relies on the communication part. So, we have already made computers, but the major thing that drives today's computers is the network. Because if we are not able to communicate thing with other persons, a computer can be just like an accessory that is sitting on your desktop. Okay. But with the advancements of communication, with the advancements of networking, with the advancements of the internet, we are able to communicate so many things, so many information through with some different people. So a computer network is nothing but a network or a place where all the devices are connected with each other. So they can share some resources, they can share some files, movies, audio, video lectures, some softwares, and other data, whatever you want to send. Okay, a network server is a server that used to store these type of things that we want. For example, Facebook network servers uh, have this stored Facebook pages and our profiles that anyone can access. A client is a computer that is requesting that information from a network server. For example, if I'm using Facebook, I'm the client, and the server that is providing me with that profile information is the server. So there are various sizes of networks that we face in your lives. One is the home network. Okay. For example, if you have a Wi-Fi router, so you have some devices that are connected to that Wi-Fi router. For example, your mobile phones, your computers, your laptops. You have a small home network with you. Your school, your university also has a network, so we can share resources with you. For example, the file server you have seen, that file server is used to provide the students with the lectures. Now, that is only available on the network of Ikra University. You will not find it elsewhere. Okay. So large corporations, large universities have their own networks. Then they have public networks. I won't say wireless because public network is the internet. It can be wireless. It can be wireless. Okay. The internet. That is. Why do we need internet? Because we need to browse different types of web pages. Okay, we need to access some information that is stored um, in computers around the world. Okay, so in order to access that information we need an internet connection, and internet connection will only be provided by some internet service provider. For example, fiber ring, storm fiber, comsex, for example, Worldcore Telecom Limited, for example, multinet. They are offering different types of internet packages. So you will need an internet connection that will be provided by internet service provider for that. How you can access network? Obviously, your computer must have some type of equipment that you can use to connect to the network. For example, a Wi-Fi. If you have a laptop, if your computer has a Wi-Fi device available with you, you can use it to connect to a wireless network. Or if you have a Ethernet adapter in your computer, in your laptop, you can use it to connect with the network wired through wires. Okay. Uh, some networks require username and password. You already know that, so let's go right away. Some are direct connections, so they can only be available when you need them. Some are always on connection. Right now, we have passed the phase that require direct connection. In the very early 90s, internet was not that much easily available. So, what we do that we purchase some cards, prepaid cards, and they have a telephone number that we used to dial up. So we have to dial that number. It will recognize it through a username and password, and it will provide you some internet connection. So we keep the internet connection only for the time that we need. For example, 5 to 10 minutes. If we have all the information that we have, we disconnect it. But now internet has so become part of our world that we need an always on connection. So whatever website that we visit, For example, Microsoft.com is called a domain name. Okay, because domain name was created so we can easily remember what site we are going to visit. What, for example, Facebook.com, for example, Google.com. These are the domain names. But in actually, Google.com or Facebook.com or Microsoft.com, these are aliases. These are references to some computer on the network. But that computer can only be identified through this IP address. Now, IP address is like this. This is an example of an IP address. But it is very hard to remember all those IP addresses like Microsoft.com. I don't know what IP address it may have. I don't know what is the IP address of Facebook.com. It is very hard to remember. But Facebook.com can be easily remembered. So what we do that we translate these names, these IP addresses into domain names that are much easily reliable for us. So we can already remember them that what is the name of that website. We don't have to remember all the IP address. Okay. URL or Uniform Resource Related is the complete IP address or complete web address of your page that you're visiting. For example, http://www.pbskids.org. Now, this is a website address. Domain is PBS Kids only. Okay. Now, this complete is called a URL. Okay. We will see that what is the HTTP is, what the www means, what is org. We will see that also. Email addresses or such like that, the domain names in the center. For example, that is your username, JSmith. Cengage is the domain name. For example, I guess Microsoft.com. And this is the email address, complete email address. Now we have different types of domain names that are registered for different types of services. For example, all the government organizations are required to use the .gov domain. All the commercial businesses will use the .com domain. All the education institutes will use the .edu domain. Okay, if we are in Pakistan, we will use .edu.pk. If you will be in US, you will be using .edu.us maybe. Okay, if you have different types of services, you can also use these types of names. Okay, so these are the domain names. Now URL, we have already seen that what is a URL is. Now let's see what it consists of. URL is uniquely identifies or uniform resource related. It uniquely identifies a web page over the internet. What it contains is a domain name and a protocol that we use to communicate it or transfer it within the network. So HTTP means Hypertext Transfer Protocol. What this means that hypertext, what is hypertext is? Hypertext is a link that can be used to direct to some other page. For example, we see that if we go to any website, we have so many things that we can use to scroll over a mouse to that, go to that specific text, and we when we click that text, we were provided with the next page of that website. Now that is called a hypertext. Transfer protocol means the method that it will use to transfer that information from the server to your client PC. Okay, so this is the HTTP stands for, and that is the purpose of HTTP or hypertext transfer protocol. Some exact type of service, different type of services, a file transfer protocol. It is used for file downloading. If you want to download some software, download some file from the internet, if you are downloading a movie or something, you will be using this type of protocol. Okay, so what is a protocol? Protocol is a set of instructions. Protocol is how to transfer these things, how many parts will be transferred, how to check if a transfer is successful or not. Okay, so protocol means the set of procedure that that needs to be carried out in order for the successful file transmission and so on. As I said, email addresses contains of a username, your username that you choose. The @ symbol is mandatory here. Then comes the domain name, for example, hotmail.com, gmail.com. And these are the different domain names of the service providers. Okay, so pronouncing internet address is like how we pronounce Barclay.edu, Barclay.edu. Okay, you will not say Barclay.edu. Okay, so you get it. Now, surfing the web, we already know that how we surf the web through a web browser. You use Google Chrome or Firefox or some other browser in order to visit the websites. You will type in an email, or sorry, you will type a URL in the address bar, and it will open the web page for you. You can use different types of search engine for your searches and so on. Email, we already know, we have already discussed what email can do and how email is transferred. We will also look more detailed into the email in the upcoming lectures as well. Okay, now computers in society, this is very important thing because with the advancements of computer, with the advancements of internet, there is huge information that is placed on the internet. But you need to see that every information that you see on your Facebook, or every information that is forwarded through your WhatsApp is not true. You need to verify that if either what is the authenticity of that information that you are receiving. Also, you must be aware that there are some risks associated with that. For example, computer viruses. They will destroy your data. They will uh, render your computer useless if you are not careful enough. Identity theft and phishing. For example, you may have received some different type of messages that you will receive SMS from Sabah to asking for you to transfer some money to that account. No, that is a phishing scam. Okay. Uh, Also, we have identity theft. For example, you receive an email from someone that is very well known, and that is providing you some information that if you invest with me, you will be granted this much benefit and these things. So these are the identity theft. Identity theft can also mean that hacking. Someone can hack your account, okay, and post something on your behalf, okay. And there are also privacy issues that if you are sharing some information with someone, you need to be very careful that whom you are sharing it with and what does it imply, okay. So these are um, there are so many things that are associated with the risks of computers, so we need to be very careful about the usage of these. So this is the summary of the complete lecture one. We have discussed that what are computers, how it affect us, what are the basically categories of computers, generation of computers, what are input and output devices, what are processing devices, what is a network, and how we need to be very careful with the computers in our society.